Welcome back to the channel. Today in this session we are going to learn how do you configure Azure AD B2C and API management. With the help of Azure AD B2C configuration, we are going to protect our backend API. We'll see how you can use the B2C to authenticate. We'll see how do you use B2C to provide authentication to your API so that any user who is calling or invoking an API, they are invoking only with their valid B2C authentication token or authorization token. Let's begin. The user will provide the client credential, username and password that will generate the JWT token. And once the JWT token is going to be generated, the same JWT token will be passed on to the API management. API management basically validates the JWT token against the B2C tenant, and once the validation completes, it makes a certain claim checks, and then once the claim checks are passed, it will pass the call to the backend API and the response will be returned back. Now I will navigate to the developer portal to create the B2C instance. I'm on the Azure portal. Click on the create new resource, type B2C, select Azure Active Directory B2C, create new, provide the name of your organization, for example be a learner, choose your subscription resource group name, and then create. Once you click on create, it will create a B2C tenant for you. Our B2C tenant is created. Now let's configure the B2C tenant in order to use it in our API management. To do that, I'll go to the tenant. I'll select the tenant from here. This should navigate to the tenant. From the home, search for B2C. So you should get the Azure AD B2C option. Select that. Here, first of all, you need to create the app registration. So I'll create a new app registration called APIM demo B2C. You need to provide the redirect URL. For now, I'm just providing the dummy value. You can change it later on. Register the app registration. Create a secret for the app registration. Copy the secret. Copy the application ID. Application ID is your client ID. Next, you need to define a user flow. So if you go under the policies here, click on user flow, add new. If you haven't done, choose sign in and sign up. This will allow user to use sign in and sign up. You can provide any name here. Choose the option to sign up, local account, keep it as is. So I'll select this. You need to select given name, surname, and if you expand more, you need to select the user ID or the object ID. This is what the property you need to select. Click OK. Create. This should create a sign up flow. Next, in addition to that, you can create the profile editing. If you choose this particular settings, user would be able to edit their own profile. So I'll call. Similarly, you can create the other flows as well. Now I'll navigate back to developer portal. I'll open the API management, and under the API management, if you go to the portal, go to the identities, so add new, select B2C, provide the client ID which we have copied in our notepad, provide the secret value as well. Signing tenant, provide the name of the tenant, which is this, our B2C tenant name. Provide the name of the signing tenant, which is be run on Microsoft.com. It will automatically populate the value of the authority, which is the name of your tenant, and then b2clogin.com. Now provide the value of this sign up policy. So we have the sign up policy created. Provide the value of that. Sign in policy is same. Now we have created our profile policy, which we can provide it here, though it is optional. Similarly, you can create the password reset policy as well, which allows user to reset their own password. So that is also recommended if you want to create it. copy this redirect URI, go to the B2C portal, authentication, redirect URL. Now change this dummy value to the API management redirect value and then save it. Click add here. You are good to go now. Now let's verify our B2C configuration from developer portal. I have opened the developer portal on my browser. I'll click on sign in. Here you can see on the sign in page we have got the Active Directory B2C login functionality. I'll click on this button. This opens a new pop-up window which I can use to log in developer portal using my Active Directory B2C account. So if you have already registered user to B2C tenant, then you should be able to use your login credential. I'll click on sign up. I'll verify my sign up. This time I'm going to use my Hotmail account. This should send the code on my email. Now I'll set up the password. I'll use the name Mary and then create an account. As soon as I click on create account, you can see the B2C token has been generated, which you can use it from here. I'll provide the same account here, account details here, and then sign up. I'm successfully logged into developer portal with my B2C credentials. Let's verify if the user account has been created. I'll go to the API management, users. Here you can see we have the new user account created, which is of type Active Directory B2C. Now the same user we can verify here. This is the Hotmail account which we have used, and this was the user created. Just point to remember here while creating the app registration, make sure your app registration manifest has got the implicit OAuth allow implicit flow as in true. By default this remains false. This has to be true in order to work the authentication successfully end to end. Now let's test our API from the developer portal. I'll go to the products, click on the conference product, subscribe to the product using this user. Subscription is currently submitted. Let's approve the subscription. Now the subscription is activated. I'll go to the product again, click on the APIs, and then simply I'll test the API. As you can see, I have logged in as a B2C user. I'm able to subscribe to the product, use the API for the developer portal, but we haven't configured the B2C authentication for our APIs. Now let's configure the B2C authentication for our API. To do this, we are going to use inbound policy. Let's see how do we configure the inbound policy in our API. To define the inbound policies in our API to validate our user with B2C authentication, we need to do some configuration in our B2C signing policy. So let's move to the B2C configuration. Let's first of all look at the app registration. So currently we have two app registration. One is the app registration, I'm calling it as web app, which is the app registration which is being used in the API management to set up the B2C authentication. And I have also created one client app registration, which is basically JWT. I'm calling this app registration JWT. Basically this is to generate the JWT token so that we can use the JWT token for our internal testing. So step number 1, create the app registration called the JWT, expose an API, provide the URI, you can add or edit /API, and then add in a scope, give it a name to your scope as in read. And once you define the scope of your JWT app registration, which is just another app registration which will have a delegated permission inside this main app registration. So once you go to the main app registration, API permission, add permissions, my API, and you'll find this particular JWT application which you have created and select the permission which you have chosen. Once you do that, you should be able to use this particular web app to generate the JWT token. Now moving back to the policy configuration, I will go to the P2C configuration, go to our policy, and let's run the user flow. Click on the run user flow, click here in this particular URL. Once you open this URL, copy the URL value. This is our inbound policies. Now we need to copy this value and replace it this particular value here, and then use the application ID of your app registration. So I'll go to the application ID. I'll go back to the API management policies and then define this policy and save it. Let's test this API now. As we can see that we are getting the 401 because from here we are not passing the authentication. So what we need to do, we need to provide the authentication authorization header, and we need to provide the bearer token of B2C bearer token in a header. So let's generate the B2C bearer token. To generate the B2C bearer token, I'll go back to the B2C, and now we are going to use our JWT applications. So I'll go to the user flow, click on the policy, and then this time I'll run the, this time make sure you select the J application, and the app URL you select this one, reply URL, and now run the user flow. Once you run the user flow, provide your username password. This should navigate to JWT URL, and you should have the JWT token which you can copy. So I'll copy the JWT token and I'll use the bearer. So we need to add a prefix as a bearer. Now I'll go back to the API management portal. I pasted the value, bearer token value. Let's run now. It's working fine. We are getting all the values from that API, and if I do not pass the value or I just misconfigure that particular token, then I'm getting the error. So this proves that my API inbound policy is validating the user header along with the subscription key. Now let's verify the same thing from the Postman. So in the Postman, I have opened the API URL. I'm passing the subscription key and I'm also passing the bearer token. Let's see, we're getting the response, and if I just manipulate with this particular bearer token, I'm getting 401 error. This is how you can configure the B2C authorization for your API in API management. And the good thing about this configuration is we haven't written a single line of code in for our backend API, so everything has been taken care at the API management level. Now finally, let's perform the same testing from the developer portal. So I'll go back to the developer portal. Inside the API, I'll add a parameter. I add header, value as in authorization. Now I will click the value. Let's see, we are getting the response. Now if I change the header values with something, or if I do not remove the header value, then I'm getting the authorization value. So we have tested from all three locations within Azure portal, from the developer portal, and from the Postman as well. I hope you find this useful, and it would be helpful to configure the same settings in your project. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching it. See you in the next